collaborative board meeting. I welcome you all, and we're going to start out by, we're calling the meeting to order, and then we're going to establish a quorum. And if you could help me with that, Ms. Rigsby, and also share who's online, the two people that we just mentioned.
Yes, ma'am. As the president said, those that are online, our Zoom, we have some administrators that are joining us by Zoom. We're asking everyone that have to present, our superintendent and our executives, to please ensure that you have your camera on. Thank you so much. With that being said, we'll establish a quorum in no particular order. President Milton Roberts.
Present.
Vice President Edwards.
Present.
Secretary Taylor.
Present.
Director Davis Day.
Present.
Director Humphrey.
Present.
Director Pearson.
Present.
And Director Petty has not made it. President, we do have a quorum.
Thank you. With that, we can move on to the Pledge of Allegiance. So if we could all stand and face the flag. I pledge
allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Our next item of business is approval of the agenda. I think everyone has received the agenda, so would like to get a motion to approve the agenda.
So move.
Second.
It's been moved and appropriately seconded that we approve the agenda as written. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay. Any abstentions? Okay. All right, thank you. We're going to go on now to board operations, and we are trying to, just so you know, we're trying to be as quick as we possibly can. We don't want to keep everyone here. So we do have our board norms printed out, as well as the values, and we're going to ask that we just take a minute for you to read them silently, and then we'll move on. And if there are any committee reports that board members would like to report out on, we will take the time to do that. So just take a moment, if you wouldn't mind, to look over the board norms and the values. And I think we probably know them, but just in case. Okay. Do we have any committee reports? Any board members have anything that they want to report out?
Well, the only thing I wanted to mention was that I had Cecilia to send out the KAI report as an item for information to all board members since it wasn't included on this month's agenda and is listed as an item for information, so everyone would have received that today.
Thank you. What is the beeping sound?
That's Zoom.
Oh, okay. Thank you. All right. Anyone else? Any other board members have any reports? No? Okay. All right. With that, we'll move on to item number 4, which is public comments. And I have several. And if the individuals are not here, then we'll move from there. I'm going to start out with
Madam
Chris.
President,
I'm sorry.
he has to make his speech.
Oh, sorry, you get to make your speech. We'll let Mr. Campbell share the guidelines for the citizen comments.
Good evening, Madam President, members of the board, ladies and gentlemen. We would like to thank you for attending tonight's Normandy Schools Collaborative Board of Education meeting. But before we begin, we will review the importance of conducting a productive and orderly meeting. For those community members in attendance who have signed up for public comments, please come to the podium when the board president calls your name. Out of respect for everyone in attendance, yelling, foul language, props, visuals, and addressing the audience are not permitted. Public speakers may not identify staff or students by name. In addition, audience members are not allowed to speak, yell, or cause any disruption during public comments. This ensures the Board of Education is able to listen and transition to the next speaker. The remainder of the meeting is designated for the board to work with the superintendent and the staff to conduct the work as outlined in the agenda. Patrons who stay in attendance for the remainder of the meeting after public comments do so in an observatory role. Please note that those who disrupt the meeting in any capacity will be asked to leave and may lose the opportunity to attend future meetings. We would like to thank you again for attending tonight's Board of Education meeting, and now we will proceed with the agenda.
Thank you. All right. Do I have Kristen here from Little Life Skills? Oh, okay. Raymond is here. Okay, thank you.
Hello, good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening to the board. Thanks for having me. Did you know that 1,200 children a year in the United States of America go missing? Did you know that one of the most riskiest times for a child to be abducted is to wait to and from school, waiting on the bus stop, waiting for a bus that may not show up or is just a little late? Did you know that the African American female is the most abducted of all children in the United States of America? She's the most sold to the sex trade. She's the most abused. She's the most kidnapped. The story goes like this, real quick. A 4th grade girl was waiting for the bus. A 36-year-old man got her attention. Well, she ended up 1,000 miles away from her home. They found her abducted, raped, sodomized, and murdered. A 4th grade African-American child. So my question is this: what do we have in place to teach our children how to get home safely from a safe place like school? I'm Raymond Patterson. I'm from Little Life Skills. I have a stranger danger awareness program that's free for school districts across the United States of America. I've been implementing my program in some of the schools that you may know. I'm asking to meet with the proper person in Normandy School District so I can help save the lives of our children. Little Life Skills teach children how to problem solve, how to critically think, how to recognize dangerous situations, and how to manage their time. But this program, this curriculum is free. This is my passion. This is my mission now, to save the lives of children. I feel like a superhero. I don't have a cape, but I got a bow tie and a baseball cap. And here I am. Raymond M. Patterson Jr., Little Life Skills. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Next up on the agenda, we have Mayor James McGee. Is he here? I didn't see him. No? Okay, if he comes in, we'll grab him. Okay. And then next up on the agenda, I have Mr. Nigel Ward.
Good evening,
Good evening.
Superintendent, Board, and Normandy community. I come before you tonight on behalf of the Normandy National Education Association to share what our union has experienced in the 4 months since interest-based bargaining process concluded on March 31st, 2025. We entered those negotiations in good faith with a shared commitment to doing what is best for every employee in the Normandy Schools Collaborative, because we are family. And in our house, every member matters. But on May 15th, we became aware that several items negotiated between district administration and the NEA were not being delivered in good faith, such as the teacher salary schedule does not reflect the agreed 2.25% increase, the $100 added to the base, and the step movement. The evaluation committee, which was to be embedded in the district professional development plan for the 2025-2026 and the 26-27 school years, has expired without an agreed plan. While our insurance concerns were addressed at the August 21st special call board meeting, we are still awaiting a provider that meets both employee needs and cost efficiency. Our union is not here to divide. We are here to ensure promises made or promises kept. Because when agreements are not upheld, trust is broken, morale suffers, and ultimately our students are impacted. That's why we want to thank the district leadership for setting a date to return to the table. This is an important step, and we believe that by coming back to the table in good faith, we can resolve these issues, restore trust, and move forward together. I am a firm believer that united, we stand strong, and that together, teachers, staff, and the district can create a unified agreement that reflects fairness and respect. Because in Normandy, we are family. And in our house, every member matters. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay. I think that is all of the speaker cards that I have. So with that, we will move on to section 5.01. There's Mr. Trahan. Recognitions. Do we have any recognitions this evening? I think it's
Slideshow. Good evening, Board President Milton Roberts, members of the board. Normandy Schools Collaborative proudly recognizes Normandy High School art teacher Christy Beck, also known as Beck, affectionately as Beck. For completing a new mural at Normandy High School. Painted in just 1 week on the floor of East Hall, the mural celebrates Viking pride and the identities of Normandy scholars. Beck shared, and I quote, "I hope students understand they're not just part of this school until graduation. Their background and experiences shape their integrity for life." This vibrant artwork inspires scholars, fosters positivity, and stands as a reminder for the creativity and pride that defines the Normandy community. This information aligns with policy KC, recognizes the importance of ongoing community engagement and supporting the district's mission, and it's committed to engaging the community in meaningful and intentional ways and support Superintendent's Goal 2, which is culture and climate. If we can have Beck please come up front.
Yay!
Thank you.
Okay. With that, we're going to go ahead and move on into section number 6, which are items for information from the superintendent. And we'll start out with the Early Learning Center update, which is item 6.01. Excuse me.
Good evening, Board of Education.
Good evening.
Good evening, patrons, teachers, staff, and Dr. Payne for helping me. So on or around July 30th, we found mold in the ELC building. We quickly addressed the problem. For those of you who aren't aware, mold remediation is quite the process. You have to test individual spaces, you have to clean it, you have to scrub it, then you have to test it, and then you have to wait. So the testing portion can take 3 days to get the results back to know whether or not you need to go back and re-clean it. So it takes quite some time, so I'm quite proud of having a I want to say mold-free building, but a safe building as of September the 11th. So as we all know, mold is outside. If you watch the news, they have mold levels, so it's not all dangerous. So I just want to put that out there. Now, we're going to talk about, we were able to relocate the kindergartners and the pre-K. Their conditions are not ideal, but I'll let Dr. Payne talk to that.
Good evening, Board. Dr. Triplett in his absence, my esteemed colleagues and community members. So I'm going to just give you a quick update of what's going on, like as far as the academic side with the Early Learning Center. Yes, we are displaced, but that does not mean instruction is still not going on because we are still doing what it do to make the magic happen for our kids. Right now, we have 8 preschool classrooms at Barack Obama. Dr. Burgess has been very gracious, very accommodating for not only our team, but for the families and students. And we have 4 preschool classrooms at CASA, 9 kindergarten classrooms at CASA as well. We currently have 190 kindergartners and 140 preschool students. Right now, we're still in the process of we've received most of our curriculum for preschool. We just have to sort it and distribute it to the teachers. We're still receiving some of our kindergarten curriculum. And so we're in a good place right now as far as our curriculum. We're in the process now of reordering our inventory for our classrooms to replace those items that were damaged, and we're still ordering things for our classrooms as needed at the time. But I will say when all of this took place, the community really jumped in and has been very supportive of the Early Learning Center. I have to give a shout out to Parkway School District. They've been very supportive and doing like a supply drive for us, and they're constantly bringing supplies and things of that nature for us. Parents as teachers has been very accommodating. Beyond Housing has been very accommodating, and of course the district has as well. So at the end of the day, yes, we are displaced, but the learning and the magic is still happening. I will say just continue to uplift us and keep us in your thoughts and prayers, because some days are better than others, but at the end of the day, you know, we're not complaining, because at the end of the day, it is about the kids. That is why we're here, and the team at the Early Learning Center definitely has risen to the occasion, and we're still making the learning happen.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Dr. Payne, good evening, thank you. You say there were 190
Kindergarten,
kindergarten and 140
pre-K.
Preschool.
preschool, thank you.
Does anyone have any questions?
I do.
Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Dr. Payne and Ms. Days.
Good afternoon.
Is there an estimated, hold on, I wrote it down, sorry. Is there an estimated time of when you all will be able to get back into the building, and are you all able to work well with the city of Normandy to get permits and things of such?
So conversations have been had with the city of Normandy. They have to do an inspection for every piece of drywall that we put up to make sure that we are attaching it in a fashion that's acceptable. We do not have a remediation, a restoration contractor selected. We've gotten some numbers from some of the remediation companies, and they are a little high. And so we're looking into some options, but we are trying to get all bids or estimates by the end of this week, if not by Monday.
Okay, so there's not a date yet?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Haley, did you have additional questions?
No, that was my question.
How about you?
No.
Questions? Okay. So thank you very much, but before we let you go, I want to say something, okay? This is always terrible when something like this happens. But what I want to do is to tell you that I've never seen a group work as hard as I've seen this group work. The operations crew, the early learning center crew, the teachers, Mr. Ledoux, Dr. Payne. I mean, I've never seen anybody do all the things that you do to get ready for those kids. And those kids walked in when the parents came in on the open house night. They didn't miss a beat. And it was just really wonderful to see. So we just want to say thank you very much for doing that. And the magic is still happening. So thank you. Can we give them a round of applause? Because they really deserve it. Thank you. Okay. All right. Next up, we have safety and security. Mr. Campbell?
Again, good evening, Madam President,
Hello.
members of the board, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to wait for it, okay? That's it. So our safety and security update for the month of August, pretty much that's all we had to compare it to at the time of this report. So, is it up? Is it up? So at the time of this report, even though the numbers are a little bit higher than they were last year at this time, with 11 out of school suspensions, I have to say, because that's all the data that we really had, we had 6 fights and 1 assault. And then we had an other to report on, which was a miscellaneous report. But I have to say, I've been here for 5 years, and this is my 5th school year, I should say, and this is one of the better starts of the school year that I've seen in those 5 years that I've been here. I think we're off to a great start. Those 11 suspensions are just a testament of the principals actually getting a hold of the students that are misbehaving and taking care of the issue before it even gets started. So I will attest that to those 11. So that concludes my report for the month of August.
Thank you.
Yes,
Appreciate
ma'am.
it. Okay. I think next we have the vector update, which I believe is still you.
Yes, ma'am. So for those who are not familiar, every year our insurance company, Music is what the initials are, they require us to report and complete a series of trainings that we have to go through every year, obviously. And this year we had more than usual. We had about 13. And at the time of this report, as a district-wide, we're probably about 45% completed, which is not really satisfying to my taste and the superintendent's taste. We have 1 week left. So one of the things that we're doing, I'm working with HR to clean up our list to make sure that it's reporting properly. From what I can tell, we still have a lot of old employees that are no longer here, which is making our numbers a little skewed at this point. But we are sending out reminders every week to department heads to make sure that their employees, their departments are adhering to the vector training. So again, right now we're about at 45%. Next week is our end date. September 26th, so hopefully we'll be pretty much at 100% at that point.
Okay. All right. Do you have any questions for Mr. Campbell? Okay.
Good afternoon, Mr. Campbell. How you doing?
I'm well, Ms. Pearson.
Well, you already said one of the questions that I had. The other question was on the slide. 2024 didn't have any numbers on there.
Yes, ma'am. That was what was reported to me. I think the numbers were a little different, but I think there might be a little ambiguity because of our switching over to Power School. So I think that might be the cause of the misconception there or the confusion.
Those are the only 2 questions I have. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Any questions? Dr. Hunter?
No questions.
Director Day?
No.
I have none. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. With that, we move into 6.04, which is our financial report and update. And I think we have Mr. Brooks. Thank you.
Okay. Good evening, Joint Executive Governing Board. And I know Dr. Triplett remotely and Normandy Schools community. Great to see you all this evening. I'm just going to stand before you for a few minutes to give an update on our financial position and results of operation through August 31st, 2025. The district is doing, again, is in a solid spot as we have about $21 million of savings or fund reserves currently banked through August 31st. That equates to an overall fund balance of about 30.64%, or roughly 21.48% in our, what we call our operating funds, both the general and the teachers' funds. That's pretty solid. However, we have, let me say this, we're going to see a decline in probably the reserves until we hit December. What happens is we basically run down or spend down our reserves until December, when we get our property tax assessments begin to flow in December and in January, when the fund reserves will boost back up. But that's currently where we're at right now. Again, we have revenues. We had an ending or a beginning fund reserve balance at the beginning of this fiscal year, July 1, of $18,057,000. We've added revenues year to date through August 31st, just under $11 million at $10.963 million. We've had year-to-date expenditures and salaries, benefits, et cetera, of $8.27 million, which brings our ending fund reserve, as I had mentioned, to $20,813,000. And again, as I had mentioned also, that equates to a 30.64 overall fund reserve, or the 21.48% operating fund reserve in the general and then the teachers' funds, respectively. We wanted to mention a few things, important things that are going on for the district. We are setting, as we've talked about, communicated, we are going to be setting a process annually that all public school systems in the state are required to do. And in St. Louis County, we have an October 1st deadline when we have to have you, the board, approve our new tax levy rates. Those are rates specifically on for our operating tax levy, for our day-to-day processes and et cetera. And then we have a debt service levy. So we have two levies that we're going to be setting. The debt service levy is to pay off debt on any kind of outstanding debt that we have, the principal and the interest payments. And so annually, the district, as other districts we go through a process of setting these tax levies. This is based on, we would have liked to have done it a little bit earlier, but St. Louis County was not able to get us their assessed valuation information until this week. I have some good news in that our assessed value, this is basically a reassessment year. All odd years, 2025, 2023, 2021, 2019, all odd years are what we call reassessment years, where St. Louis County goes out and it basically reassesses the property values, whether they're residential, commercial, or agricultural, or if they're personal property. And so this is a reassessment year. And the good news that I wanted to share is that we have had an increase in our assessed valuation by about $48 million. So we've gone up to $470 million in our assessed valuation, up from $422 million. You're going to see that we have the tax rate hearing is scheduled for next Thursday. Next Thursday, September the 25th. You have that on your calendars, and Ms. Rigsby, of course, has had that scheduled. So we will have a public session, and we'll get you the information so that you can see that ahead of time. And we'll walk through this process as well. But this is basically on the assessed value. We, again, had this increase of about 11.4% in our overall assessed valuation. Our homes in the community, the commercial properties or businesses that do business and reside in the community, we've seen that growth. So that's a very positive thing. That means that we have more wealth overall in the community, and that's going to generate new additional money as a result of that growth. We'll talk more about this. But that's one thing we are doing. We're going to be setting, and we're going to be having that tax levy meeting next week when we have a quorum of you meeting as a board. So, and again, we'll get you the materials, the related materials. We've got other important things going on financially. We continue to work with Highland Fleet on the new buses that are going to be coming in, the 15 buses. We also have, in Ms. Day's, her group, with the construction of the new Bell Ridge Transportation Depot. So that moves ahead well. We also have, of course, a lot of great construction going on. As Mr. Humphrey mentioned, and you all received a copy of KI's report, they continue as our partner, our construction management partner, to help us proceed in getting those important projects completed. We are interviewing currently respondents, and we've actually had the interviews, but we're trying to make a decision on a new accounting human resource system. So we're working with the Human Resource Department on a new accounting system and HR system that will really streamline some important aspects of work that we do and make things a little bit more efficient and easy. We continue to move forward with the audit. So we actually have the auditors on site. They are here on site doing their field work Wednesday through Friday. So we've got that going on, and we hope to present you with the official audit report and opinion in November. And then finally, also, we want to also mention that we have a bond referendum or initiative. At next month's October 14th meeting, we're going to have our bond underwriting firm, Stifel Nicholas. They are going to have a representative present who will speak with you about a tremendous opportunity that we have to perhaps, go out for a campaign that will address, say, a $40 million bond referendum to address all remaining capital needs or many of the prioritized capital needs around the district that remain after we've done, of course, Prop V in the ESSER projects. So we'll be having a meeting on that at the next board meeting. And so those are important things financially and operationally that we've got going on. And at this time, I will entertain any questions that you may have.
I have a couple of questions. If you can go back to the very first slide, I think you were doing a comparison of revenue between comparing last year to this year, and you indicated that there was roughly a $2.2 million drop. Keep going back. It was on the page that had all of the, right, is the second line where you said that it was down 2.2 versus the prior year. To what would you attribute that kind of a drop year over year?
Actually, that is the drop from the prior month, actually. So when we had the July 2025, which was the first month of this new year, we've had a reduction basically in our fund reserves, largely the result of salaries. So we have smaller amounts of money or income coming in, but we have had a boost. We have salaries that come in that roughly equate to about $1.25 million that particular month, in addition to associated benefits, and we have had other expenditures. So what's happened, that's actually a drop for August. That's a $2 million drop versus July.
And the other question I had, I guess, when Ms. Daves was talking about the work at early childhood, she talked about the testing and the mediation that happened. To date, approximately how much money have we spent on that work so far?
Okay, that's a great question. We have spent somewhere in the neighborhood of about $679,000. There are additional fees that may, give or take $10,000, $20,000 of additional fees to basically to do the remediation and the abatement to that site. What we also, and Ms. Days is mentioning that, but she's gotten a quote. She's trying to address additional quotes. It looks like the actual restoration will be coming in anywhere between $400,000 to $500,000. Now, it's important that glad you brought this up, Mr. Humphrey, because one of the challenges that we have right now is our insurer. We're working with our insurer to see what they're going to insure. Currently, so far, they've only insured or given us basically a refund of about $25,000. So if we have $679,000 worth of remediation costs, coupled with another, say, $400,000 to $500,000 of restoration cost, then you're talking about $1.2 million that's going to have to come from somewhere. So what's going to happen is that's going to drive our fund reserves down. That equates to roughly about 5% of our current fund reserves. So we're hoping that things work out where insurance will pick up a large chunk of this cost. But if it doesn't, the district will have to and is in a position to absorb the expense.
When do you anticipate they'll have a final decision on that issue?
It may take another month or so or more.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Dr. Humphrey, did you have any additional?
Thanks, Dr. Triplett.
Dr. Fisher?
I have no questions. Thank you, Mr. Brooks. I appreciate you.
No questions.
Director Edwards?
I have no questions.
Director Day? Okay. All right. I guess I will ask one question, and that is, you said it'll take the insurance provider like another month. Is there anything that we need to support you or help you in doing to make that happen? Is there anything?
Thanks for that question,
Yeah.
Board President. We really appreciate you, the board, your support in this process, and we will let you know
Okay.
if there's anything that we need from your end.
Okay. All right. That's, know that we're here. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
All right. I think that's it then. Thank you very much. Next, we will go to point 6.05, which is our human resource update. Hello, Ms. Gilliard.
Good evening, everyone. Today I will be presenting on the 25-26 staffing update as of last Tuesday. I am pleased to report, as school year began, we have had 79% of our teachers that are certified. So based on our enrollment of 2,726 students, our current staffing allocation is 483. We currently have 454 active employees, and we currently have 29 vacancies. 15 of those vacancies are classroom teachers across the district, mainly electives at the middle school and high school. And right now, we are having a hard time filling our ELA coach, math coach, librarians, gifted and talented teachers, drama and theater teacher, a culinary art teacher, choir teacher, general maintenance, and bus drivers. So if you out there know anyone who's looking, please send them our way. I did want to break down the overall certified teachers. I know this have been a question asked, especially since we have hired international teachers. So if you're looking at the pie graph, you can see that we have 54% of our teachers that are domestic. That means they are local teachers that's been hired in the district. And we have 38%, which comes out to about 69 international teachers in the district. We hired 52 international teachers last year. Only 2 left the district, and we currently onboarding 19 international teachers. And this is just a breakdown of where the international teachers are per school buildings and departments. And you can see right now the high school and Lucas Crossing is where majority of our international teachers are at. And so currently, we are invested in systems and support to keep our strong educators in our district. These include mentoring programs, professional developments, and efforts to improve working conditions so teachers feel valued and supported in their roles. We have expanded our collaborations with local universities to create teacher pipelines and opportunities for our current support staff. We currently have about 20 support staff that is enrolled in either a teaching program, have completed coursework, and earned their state certification while remaining employed with us. And as far as our international teachers, this have allowed us to place certified and qualified educators in classrooms that otherwise would have gone unstaffed, bringing both expertise and diversity to our instructional teams. Our international teachers are a vital part of our district instructional growth, averaging over 20 years of education experience into our classroom. Their presence provides students with a unique opportunity to engage with world-class teaching practice and a diverse global perspective. And so this is currently our recruitment efforts. We currently have collaborated with UMSU, Harris Stowe, St. Louis University, and Lindenwood. And we also have had community partnerships with Better Family Life, Rankin, Slate, and the Urban League. And some of the incentives that we have had currently is the YMCA, corporate discount, the Legacy Center, and CASA. So if you're a new member, you can get a discount. That's currently it. I will say we do have 2 events coming. One is October the 23rd. We having a wellness event for all staff. And then November the 8th, we having a fall recruitment fest for all staff. That's it.
Thank you, Dr. Triplett. Okay, do we have any questions?
No questions.
Looking to my right, I'm sorry. Director Pearson, do you have any questions?
I have no questions. Thank you.
Director Taylor?
No questions.
Director Edwards?
No questions.
Director Day? No questions. Okay. Okay, I think that's it. We thank you. Next, we have an enrollment update, and I'm not sure exactly.
Dr. Brooks is on.
Oh, okay.
line. He's ready
Okay.
to give a brief update.
Okay,
President.
appreciate it. Thank you. So we'll go with Dr. Brooks for 6.06 enrollment update.
Yes.
Yes, we can. Thank you. Do we have any questions? I can start on this end. Deanna, do you have any questions? Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I recall at a meeting, the HR report said that we were projecting 3,000 some odd children for this school year. I'm sorry?
Yeah. So, right, right. Okay. Right. Right.
I recall a board member double checking to ask and verify if you were projecting or if we had ended the school year with the 3,000 kids, and that's what was confirmed.
So what I'm hearing is that we need to confirm the number. Is that what I'm hearing? We need to verify the numbers. Okay.
Understood.
Okay. Okay. All right. Other questions, Director Day?
No, thank you.
Okay. How about you, Director Edwards?
I have no questions.
Okay. How about you, Ms. Day?
No questions.
How about you, Director Pearson?
I have one question. Hello, Dr. Brooks.
I know, I don't know where to look.
With it still being just at a month of enrollment for school, do you expect any more enrollment for those numbers to improve,
Okay.
increase? Okay, so McKinney-Vento students are still being enrolled currently. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Just had a couple of questions. I know the 2859. I know normally the third Wednesday in September is count day. Is this the number that was reported to DESE, or will there be another number that represents count day for the district? Okay, but the question I'm asking is the 2,859, is that the number that will be reported to DESE? That was the question I asked. Okay.
Is that for 2859 or not?
Okay, and then the only other question I had, I know last year the number in McKinley-Vento was 600 students. How soon will we know what the number for McKinley-Vento is for this year? Well, just for the sake of conversation, can we just give a snapshot next month as to where we are with McKinley-Vento? Thank you.
Any other questions? Anyone? Okay. All right, so in October, we'll get the McKinney-Vento update, and we'll get a enrollment update, so that we'll know exactly where we are. Okay, if there are no further questions, we will move on to item number 7, which is items for discussion and action. And we start out with school turnaround plans. And so, do we have someone here to represent Washington Elementary School? I don't know if there's anyone here. I didn't see her. I didn't see Dr. Hollins here. Okay. All right. Let's see. Is Dr. Burgess here? Here she is. Thank you. So we'll hear from Dr. Burgess for Barack Obama Elementary.
Good evening, Board, Superintendent, NSC community.
Good evening.
I'm here to present the Barack Obama School Turnaround Plan, and it is anchored in 3 key priorities. Priority number 1, increase student attendance and family engagement. Priority number 2, strengthen academic achievement in core areas. And priority number 3, build and sustain a positive school culture. These 3 priorities are interdependent and aligned with the district expectations for turnaround schools. Together, they form a clear path to accelerate student growth and student outcomes. I respectfully ask the board to review and accept the turnaround plan so that we can move forward with a shared commitment to our students, staff, and community.
Okay. So I'm going to go back to this end. Do you have any slides or anything else that you wanted to share? No? Okay. All right. So I'm going to go back to Director Humphrey.
I have no questions.
Director Pearson.
Thank you. I have no questions.
No questions.
Okay. I'm going to go down to you, Director Day.
No questions.
I have questions. So I guess the question that I'd like to understand, or what I'd like to ask, is that I know that there are routine things that we do. We've got to work on reading, we've got to work on math, and so forth.
Yes.
What kinds of things are we doing to, I guess, let me get my words right. What kinds of things are we doing that are innovative, if you will, to really get the kids, the families, and their community engaged in their learning? What are we doing to kind of rock the boat a little bit?
So in regards to families, I have been in communication with Dr. Parker to request some parent engagement activities to educate parents on how to support their students, what school is, how they are important and integral, a part of educating their kids. So communicating with Dr. Parker to try to get some after-school events going to bring parents in.
Okay. And anything specific for the kids to get them excited about their learning?
So we did not have after-school tutoring last year. So we will have before school and after-school tutoring this school year. We have also partnered with the Legacy Center, who will be bringing in programs that the teachers will run, and they will also provide us with some sponsors for the program as well. We didn't have that last year. We have interventionists in the building to help support those struggling students who need support outside of the general education classroom.
Okay.
So we are thinking outside of the box in regards to how we can support our students more.
Okay. So tell me, if you would, in regards to the tutoring, is that available to all students, or how does that work?
Preferred tier 3.
Okay.
And then if there's room, then we'll add tier 2 and then tier 1. But teachers will be overseeing the tutoring, so the class sizes will be smaller because it will be geared at tier 3 students. So not more than 10 students per class, but I can say that every single teacher has signed up to tutor students either before or after school.
Okay. And I guess a question that I would also ask is, Are there other enrichment type activities or accesses that you need us to support you in getting so that the parents can do things with their children at home or, what have you? I don't know,
Well, we are planning to have a literacy night and a math night, and we would need support with rolling that out, maybe getting materials, or just individuals to come and help us make that a success.
Okay.
So we are planning those two events.
Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. Okay, any other questions, anybody? Okay, all right. I think that's all that we need. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
I have a question.
Oh.
Are we planning on reviewing all of the plans and then voting all at one time, or are we going to?
That's what, yeah, that's what we did
Okay.
last time, I'm sorry. Is that cool with everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And I think we'll have to, I guess, pass on Washington until she presents. Yes. Okay. Oh. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Right. Well, why don't we do this? Why don't we ask the board if there are any questions on Washington specifically, because I don't know if there are. And that way then we can, test their readiness for that. Okay? So were there any questions in regards to, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, as it relates to Washington, Dr. Triplett, since both Tiffany McConnell and Nitro are here, would they be able to give an update or any kind of an overview of what Washington's plan is, and that way we don't have to delay it, waiting on her to show up for a meeting? Well, in particular, all of the plans, had substance to them. I think, and it's not necessarily something that needs to be addressed in this meeting, but I think in a subsequent meeting, it would be helpful to understand the goal-setting process that goes along with the plan. Because, I've looked at the goals and I've said, in some of the cases, it looks like goals are set around safe harbor, which is at least a 10% increase. But I just need to understand how those goals are crafted, because I know that, we're going through a process now where we have professional learning communities. We're taking deeper dives into the data. It would be helpful to have a better understanding of how those goals, those SMART goals are developed.
The only question I have for Washington, after reviewing the slideshow that was presented to us, was who are the board members and parents for the turnaround team? Because they didn't have a list. All of the other schools had it, but they didn't have a list of who the parents or the board member for the turnaround team. I mean, I don't need it right now. It can be sent in the email.
Okay, we'll get that to you.
No questions.
No questions.
Just one other thing. Dr. Triplett, as you're checking on that, I think I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that.
Go ahead,
go-
and then we'll come back. We'll come back.
Now, what I was going to say is that I know that in an earlier meeting, each of the board members had been assigned to a school. So, it would be important to communicate, back to the various board members, because I know that my name specifically was on Barack Obama because I've attended meetings because I've been invited to the school to participate. And I think part of the reason that other folks are not showing, I don't think they've been invited to the meeting. So we need to make sure that if there's a breakdown, that we clear that up.
Yeah, I think we need to take that as an action item, but also because we do have a new board member, we need to make sure that Deanna, Director Day, excuse me, is assigned to school as well, and that we kind of talk about what that process is. So I think there's a good conversation that we all need to have around that. Before we go forward, I think Director Day had a question, so I'm going to come back to her.
So I noticed that Washington.
Your speaker's not on.
Yeah, sorry.
Good evening. So I noticed that Washington and Barack Obama have pretty much twice as many international teachers. Can you speak to what the struggles are to maintain staff in those buildings? Well, the plan should kind of address staffing. What kind of struggles are these buildings having in particular that their numbers are twice as much as the rest of them? What? Turnover affects student performance.
Yeah. So if I could, I think what I heard Director Davis Day, did we get that right? Yeah, Davis Day say, I think what she's trying to understand is it's not that she's trying to have a conversation about staffing, but she's really trying to understand the correlation between having, a higher amount of turnover and, the staffing structure that we have in that school to the actual performance and what things are, and correct me if I'm wrong, okay, what things do we have in place to ensure success both of the teachers, international and domestic, as well as the students, so that we can transcend, the problems that you do have when you have teacher turnover, okay? So I think I think we have, one of the opportunities that we have is to not look at things in a silo because they all are intertwined. So I think that's what she was trying to ask. Right.
Madam President,
Yes.
Dr. Taylor wanted to intervene to.
Oh, okay.
Dr. Taylor.
You're recognized. Okay. Okay, we'll come back to her at the end. Perfect. That's perfect. Thank you very much for that. Okay. I think we're on the same track. I think one of the things that is important to do is that, and we'll ask these questions of Dr. Hollins, but I think it's important that we do look at the impacts of the staffing, how it aligns with the performance, and what innovative and creative things we need to do to make sure that, we're really, thinking outside the box to drive performance for the students, okay? With that, we're going to go ahead and go forward. We've got Normandy, I believe, Normandy High School ready to speak.
Greetings to Madam President, to board members, to our superintendent, and to our Normandy Collaborative Footprint. I'm Dr. Gerald Nave Jr., and I proudly represent Normandy High School. And before I get started with the few things that I want to say, I do want to ask you guys if you would please accept the CSIP plan that aligns with the goals for student achievement, culture and climate, effective instruction, and growth and opportunity for our scholars. I do want to speak briefly and let you guys know that I'm very proud of our parents. I'm very proud of our scholars, because a lot of times we have to stand up here and the data doesn't read improvement. But as Chief Norm presented you with the data about fights and regulations, it comes along with, as Mr. Word said, our family. You guys allowed us to have the parental involvement. You allowed us to have programs after school, and you passed us, for us to be the first high school to pass the initiative of our phones, which really assisted. And now it has become a part of the norm where they're coming to school. I greet my scholars in the morning as they get off the bus, and no one is looking for a phone, asking about a phone. They have their uniforms on and they have their IDs on, and that comes from the parents buying in and our scholars buying in, but us working hard and being dedicated to what we do. Programming. I'm very proud to say that this year we have credit recovery again. Last year we had 121 seniors take 267 courses, and they were able to recoup themselves up under the leadership of the board, the superintendent, our school, and our district family. This year we have at minimum credit recovery, 31 seniors during school, after school, 31 juniors, and 14 seniors, totaling at 76. But that number is still fluctuating because our counselors are working diligently to find those scholars that are in need as the enrollment continues to grow. And in speaking about enrollment, before I close, our projected number was 708. Actual number 627. 9th grade 174. 10th grade 160. 11th grade 133. 12th grade 160. Totaling 627. And as Dr. Brooks stated, the McKinney-Vento is continuously coming in, and we're waiting for those scholars as we have them with open arms. Lastly, thank you for allowing Mentors in Motion in our building, because they are continuing to do great work and growing with their numbers as they are at 89 now. I am ready for any questions.
Okay. I'll start at this end again. Sorry.
Well, first of all, thank you for the presentation. I did get a chance to look at it earlier. And so I commend you for the plan that's put together. And now the hard work of execution is in front of you. So I have no questions.
Yes, sir.
Good evening. I was saying good morning all day. Good evening, Dr. Nave. I looked at the presentation, and like with Washington, I see that there was a switch of members of the turnaround team and the CSIP and Guiding Coalition. May I ask, what was the directive on the switch of the members?
It actually was just the communication as we were going through, and as I was working with Solution Tree and having conversations. The conversation started when we unfortunately had the scholars that had the fund, and I was having conversations with Madam President about that as she was coming to the building, and she was asking questions, and I thought that we could have two because she was on there and I had you on there for Guided Coalition, and I was hoping that, you know, the high school being who we are, that we, with our numbers and being that you are an alumni, that we would have been able to have the two participants, especially if one was not to be able to make it, and better if both could make it. There was no, I can't think of anything to say other than that because that was all it was.
I'm only asking because I wasn't notified that I wasn't the board member for the turnaround team, because that's what I've been the last couple of years, well, since I've been on the board. And it just was a shock to me to look at the presentation and see my name wasn't there when I think kind of everybody know that I go to the high school. So I was just trying to see what was the directive of it because, again, I wasn't notified, but thank you.
You're welcome.
I think what would be helpful is if we had a collective conversation, because I think also in regards to the high school, not only do you have the high school, but you've got CASA, you've got the ninth grade academy, and so on. And we want to make sure that, you know, to Principal Nave's comment, they've got a lot of things going on, and we want to make sure that we are there to support them. So I would be very honored, to be very honest, if we had two people, you know, being representatives for that. So we can, you know, Director Pearson and I kind of talked about it the other night. So that's something that we can chat about. But I think collectively we need to make sure that everybody is comfortable with the school that they are assigned to as well. So that's something that we can collectively talk about. Okay? Yeah, no, we'll work on that. We'll work on that. Okay, that's fine. But I'm just saying, I think collectively we can work on who's going to have what school and get people's perspectives, because I think, you know, with a new board member and so forth, we need to kind of make sure that everybody's comfortable in their space. Okay? All right. Director Day. So I didn't ask you if you had any questions.
Thank you. I have no questions.
Okay.
I have no questions. Thank you.
Okay. All
Thank
right.
you, board, for your time.
Okay, thank you. And also, thank you for doing a great job, and also Mr. Trahan as well, with the ribbon cutting and so forth for the school, so for the field. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have no questions either.
Did I skip you? I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
Jefferson.
yeah, the next school, and Jefferson's here, but also I just wanted to acknowledge that Dr. Hollins is here as well. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do Jefferson with Dr. Lisa.
Good evening, Joint Executive Governing Board members and the Superintendent, Dr. Michael Triplett. Thank you for the opportunity to look over our Jefferson Elementary School turnaround plan. The Jefferson turnaround plan is directly aligned with the Normandy Schools Collaborative Comprehensive School Improvement Plan, specifically goal number 1, student achievement, and goal 2, community parent involvement. It also supports board policy 1A, instructional goals and priority objectives, and reflects the superintendent's student goals, which are student achievement and culture and climate. Our plan overview focuses on development of a comprehensive set of SMART goals for the 25-26 school year designed to accelerate academic progress and foster a strong collaborative school culture. Our first goal is leadership in professional learning communities. We had set that goal at all grade teams will engage in consistent data team collaboration with a fidelity rate of at least 95%, measured by the Normandy Schools Collaborative Data Team Scoring Guide. Our goal 2 is collaborative cultures. The school will reduce out-of-school suspensions by 15% from 45 to 38 while increasing 90-90 attendance by 5% from 88.41 to 93.41 using PowerSchool as a monitoring tool. Our goal 3 is curriculum assessment and effective instruction. Jefferson will achieve a 5% increase in students scoring proficient and advanced on both the math and on the MAP test and mathematics and ELA assessments, demonstrating measurable growth in core content areas. Together, these goals represent Jefferson's elementary commitment to rigorous, effective instruction, improves student outcomes, and strengthens family and community engagement and the cultivation of a positive data-informed learning environment. We respectfully request the governing board's approval of the plan as written so that it may be formally submitted to the Missouri Department of Education, Elementary and Secondary Education, for the next steps in the turnaround process.
I'm going to start this end this time. Director Day, did you have a question?
I have no questions. Thank you.
Going to go back on this side.
No questions, thank you.
Good evening, Dr. Leeson. My question is the same that I had for Washington. Who is on your, as far as the parent and board members, to your turnaround team? Because I didn't see that either.
It's on the bottom of the plan. I know our board member is Ms. Taylor, and we have teachers on the plan as well. It was on the last page, or on the front page of the plan on the bottom.
Okay, I didn't see. So.
And we've had to change people because people have moved out of the district. Mm-hmm. So once this plan, I wrote on there as well, once the plan is approved, then we'll start reaching out. Mm-hmm. So I do want to share that we had a huge turnout last week on our grandparents event. We scheduled that for the morning. We had to move the event because it was set. We weren't finished with the iReady diagnostic, and we did not want that to affect instruction. We also came up with a great idea that we thought we would do the parents' event before school started, so we would not in any way negatively affect our instructional day. So at 7:15 a.m., we had, there was no room to sit. The entire cafeteria was packed. I'd never seen that many families show up. And we had a ton of books we gave away for grandparents to take home. We went through how we would like you to engage with their children at home and learning. We also shared with them some outside things that we have purchased to help families at home that they can access, and that teachers can also guide them through Class Dojo on how to use those. So it was very effective. We also got a lot of members who signed up who said they want to engage in the school in a parent engagement program, and they also want to volunteer. Mm-hmm. So those names were given today to send over to district to see if we can get that on board. So that was very exciting to see.
I'm glad to see that you're getting great parent involvement.
It was amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's
I have a
wonderful.
question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Dr. Leeson, did you submit my name? Because you and I have talked about that in the past.
Your name is on there.
Okay, just make sure.
did not put it in large print and bold.
All right, I was going to say, because I've offered to come over and volunteer, yes. All right, just making sure my name is on the list.
It is
Thank
on
you.
there.
Yeah, that's why she's saying.
We kind of want to make sure that we're all on the volunteer list so that if there's an event and, one of us, your assigned person, for instance, can't be there, let us know because we want to make sure that we're there to support.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank
All
you.
right. Any questions from anybody else?
I
Anybody?
have no questions.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Let's go back and pick up Washington Elementary.
Good evening, board.
Good evening.
Dr. Triplett, all stakeholders. First of all, let me extend my apologies. I was sick last week, and I don't plan anything on the second Tuesday because that's reserved for board meeting. But we also had open house tonight, and we had a wonderful turnout. So I am leaving open house and coming here. So again, my apologies for my tardiness. I stand before you to ask your approval of Washington's turnaround plan. We have 3 priorities. Priority 1 is to ensure reduce chronic absenteeism. The second one is, I'm sorry, can't read here. The second one is to improve the learning outcomes of all students by ensuring that all teachers deliver high quality and core instruction. And thirdly, we want to improve create and sustain a positive school culture and climate to support the social emotional learning of all students. We have a lot of work to do at Washington. I've detailed some of the work in the plan presented before you, and I'm asking for your approval to Board Member Pearson's question regarding board members on our plan. In the past, President Hodge was assigned to our school, and given that there's some movement, I have expressed to President whether or not I should add her name to our plan. So not really sure how that goes since we've had some transitions with board members. So again, I'm asking for your approval, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
We'll start at the end down here.
I have no questions, thank you.
No questions, thank you.
I only have a comment, add a parent too. That's it. Thank you.
Sure, will. Will do.
Okay, we'll work collectively to get that done.
Okay.
Director Humphrey?
No questions.
Okay. I guess I would just add one question, and it's not really, well, it is a question. What else do you need from us? I mean, do you have your tutoring in place or your before and after school programming? I mean, what is it that you need from us?
Well, Washington needs are vast. No, we do not have our before and after program in place. We are having some conversations around tutoring, actually. That was a topic that was brought up this evening at Open House, and it has been an ongoing conversation with our staff. Quite honestly, I'm assuming that you know that Washington has gained, the majority of our staff are international teachers. And while they are showing progress, there's still much work to do. And so when we talk about them facilitating extracurricular activities, I want to ensure that they have the readiness and the support that they need in order to do that effectively. And so as we move there, it's taking a little time in order to do that. We have 3
non-international teachers, and we don't want to overwork a small population of people while we're building the capacity of the others. But given that that is our current reality, it is taking some time to build the capacity, the confidence of our new staff.
Okay. So one of the things that I would ask you is, as you are building those plans and thinking about what it is you need, all right? Whatever we can do to support that, and it may be that we have to do something extraordinary and, out of the, just something that we've not done before. But let's think outside the box, because we want to make sure the kids have those experiences and that they have those activities. We don't want to overburden anyone. And, if it means that we partner with, and with UMSL, let's say, which is a good place to go. Let's think outside the box and see how we can make those things happen so that the kids have what they need.
Absolutely.
Okay? And it's also good modeling for the international teachers, because then they get to see it in action. So you could pair, an experienced person with one of the international teachers, perhaps.
Absolutely, and we are exploring some partnerships, so that is in the works.
Okay. All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, so I think that concludes all of our, that includes all of our schools, correct?
Yes.
And if I'm not mistaken, we have action to take on all 4 of this turnaround schools, is that correct? So what I heard from each of the principals was a request that we accept their turnaround plans as written and as shared in our meeting tonight. Can we get a motion to that effect?
So move.
It's been moved and seconded that we will.
President, that was
I'm sorry.
Edwards and Deanna Day. Thank you. Davis Day, I
Thanks,
apologize.
yeah. So it's been moved and properly seconded that we will accept the priority schools plans as detailed. We do have an action item that we'll take care of outside. All those in favor, can you signify by saying aye?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, so I think that we have all of those passed. Okay. And I think we've all been signed up to be volunteers as well. Okay. Next, we're on to 7.05, which is the MOU update. And I saw, let's see, do I see Craig? Where is he? He was here just a second ago. Okay. Hang on, we're gonna talk about MOUs. Director Pearson had given a request that we, hang on one second.
Madam President,
Yeah.
Ms. Clemens did share that your legal rep is here, that
Yeah.
you wanted to.
Yeah, we're, oh, there he is.
Yes, ma'am.
That's
I knew you didn't
Okay.
see him.
Thank you. All right. Okay, so we had a request, well, actually, yeah, we had a request from Director Pearson in regards to MOUs, actually from all of us in regards to MOUs. And so one of the things that I've asked to do this evening is that I've asked for our esteemed legal counsel to come forth and to share the update process that they've gone through. And then what we will be able to then do is to go through and look at the MOUs, which I think we've all done that already. So we will be able to move forward with the MOUs. So I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Madam President, esteemed directors, Superintendent Triplett. This evening, I just want to clarify one thing. I'm not Madam President's attorney. I'm the
No.
Normandy Schools
I'm not paying
Collaborative
you.
attorney, so.
Yeah. You keep track.
So one of those things, no worries, no worries.
I'm not paying it.
During the process of looking at addressing liability and exposure as far as the district is concerned, and making sure that Normandy Schools Collaborative has the things that they need as well as the legal protections, we've instituted some new protocols to address evaluating memorandums of understanding, which are contracts. And so we want to make sure that these contracts, from a legal perspective, are legally compliant with the things necessary. For example, we have a policy, it's the board's policy, that anytime we have a contract, that the jurisdiction, that if there's an issue with the contract, that jurisdiction is specifically in St. Louis, Missouri. We want to make sure that if we have to have a court to intervene, we want to make sure that the laws of the state of Missouri apply, and that as the Normandy Schools Collaborative footprint is in St. Louis County, that the specific jurisdiction is St. Louis County, Missouri. And so we look at the board's policies and their preferences and merge that with what the MOU is for, whatever it may be, whether it's for services or whether it's for specific items, and we make sure that those are compliant. And so initiating that process and working with Dr. Triplett under his leadership, taking into consideration the direction we've received from the board and the board's policies, and implementing that with administration has taken quite a fair amount of time. The Normandy Schools Collaborative is not a one-house school building. We are a powerful, proud force in a regional footprint for educating our scholars for tomorrow. And as such, we've given the specific time to address those needs and the community needs, and that requires a discussion with our community partners, whether it be entities that offer to provide services for our scholars or other organizations that we need services from. And so that is where we are in the process, and we have worked with the administration to implement those changes, and that will be fully presented to the board for your consideration in line with the board policies that have been shared with legal thus far.
I can get this on. Okay. If with that, what I'd like to do is just kind of ask if there are questions. And so we'll start at this end because I've been favoring this end. So I've been told that I should favor this end a little bit. Do you have questions? Okay.
Thank you.
Questions?
No questions, thank you.
Okay. Coming down to Mr. Humphrey.
I have no questions.
Ms. Pearson?
I have a few questions.
Okay.
Hello, Mr. Smith, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Ms. Pearson. How are you?
I'm well. So, considering that you received our MOUs and you were able to review them,
Yes.
was there anything out of the ordinary in our MOUs that caused for concern?
So when you look at MOUs, I specifically, my process, and I'm happy to give you a legal opinion in a closed section pursuant to revised statutes of Missouri 610.021 subsection 1 for legal, if you would like a legal opinion. But as far as the process goes, I look at what the MOU is for. And so one that comes to mind is for specific services. And so evaluating not necessarily the administrative function that Dr. Triplett and his team may have engaged in, if it is a platform for human resources or talent, then I look at that, and I look at that contract or that MOU to make sure that what is the term of it? Is there a definitive term so that we know when it starts and when it ends? Are we on the same page about when there are payments to be exchanged, and how do we quantify that and when those timing deadlines are? And so in looking at that, is there anything that is astronomically out of pocket or anything like that? It's on a case-by-case basis, and it's a very individualized situation. But what we have done is introduced a system to keep Normandy Schools Collaborative safe. We want to make sure that in this system, we are able to look at the jurisdiction, we're able to look at the termination rules, we're able to look at the clauses that are important to the district that are based on the policies that our directors have given to us, and then working with administration, bridging the gap to make sure that your policies are implemented in reality and when we engage with our vendors or any one other entity that we might enter into a MOU with.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Good evening.
Good evening, Ms. Taylor. How are you?
Of the MOUs that came across the board on last year, do you recall right off how many of those had to actually go through legal?
When you say last year, what dates do you mean?
2024.
2024? I do not recall the number. I can't even speculate as to the number, but I know that one of the reasons that that we have instituted these changes is to make sure that these MOUs are legally compliant. And so moving forward, I've seen a number of MOUs from all different departments. Security Director Campbell Chief has sent me something, Dr. Brooks, Ms. Gilliard. And so working with all of Dr. Triplett's administration to make sure that we're able to review those things and make sure that they align with the board's direction and the board's policy is what we've done. But I can't say exactly how many we reviewed last year.
Thank you. I asked because I was trying to remember from the previous year how many times, you know, we had to wait on an MOU to go through legal and then be sent back to us. And so it was kind of questionable to me when I found out that, you know, this year that's what we're doing. Just wondering.
Yes, ma'am. And I think it's really been a matter of systems keep us safe. And so in order to look at it and evaluate it to make sure that these requirements, because as your counsel, as your attorney, if something goes wrong, I need to make sure that I have the evidence to protect the district. And I need to make sure that we have the agreement and we understand what it is. And the MOU, it really is exactly what it means, a memorandum of understanding. And if one party doesn't understand what the other party's talking about, and that's in the MOU, there's a problem. So we want to have those conversations up front to provide clarity and transparency with what each party accepts and what benefit is going to be to the Normandy Schools Collaborative.
And another reason that I asked that because of the way that it was set in place last year. And there were MOUs that we did approve, and they didn't go through through the legal process.
Correct.
Just making sure they won't come back to bite us, so to say.
And that's a best practice, making sure that MOUs come across my desk and our entire legal team is a best practice.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
Did we get everybody here? Everybody here? I guess the question I would have is, one of the concerns, if you will, that had been expressed by Dr. Triplett and team is how long would it take? If they have to give you MOUs, you know, does it take 6 months? What does it take to
No, it
get
doesn't. It should not take me 6 months. If it
Okay.
takes me 6 months, then I probably would have more in common with Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder than anything else. And so I think that one of the things that's important is establishing timelines. We understand that everyone in this building is and should be about the business, the purpose of educating our children collectively. Because one day I'm going to be old and I'm going to need a lawyer to make sure that they do these things. So I want to make sure that our students have the things they need. Make sure that they're safe in their buildings, they're safe in their activities, make sure that they have the services they need, make sure we engage with community partners that are important, and that we make sure we protect the district. And so the turnaround, the standard turnaround would be a matter of hours or days. But in terms of legal review of it, we get it back to the district, and that may require some additional follow-up. There are some things that I'm going to say, we have to change this. And if that has to be changed, then there's follow-up that goes back, but it's more of a communication between the administration and legal, and as we get it to you, we get you a final example. And so just making sure we tighten up those deadlines so that we can give that turnaround. But it should not take more than a day or two at the most. But a lot of times we can get it done within hours.
Okay. All right. Other questions?
Hours.
Okay, so I guess the question at hand that I would ask is that we have some MOUs that we have discussed that we want to go ahead and, get these going because we want to make sure the students have those services. I think it is, let's see, we've got, how many are in 706? Do you remember? Is it like 20?
706 is just one.
Is it just?
70.
I'm sorry.
708.
708 is the one. Okay.
14.
Was it like, how many was it?
Like 14.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So there's like 14 in that one, and then there's one that stands alone that's for JAG, one that stands alone that's for special school district. And so what we are wanting to do is to, if possible, go ahead and approve those, and then, do that transition where you've gotten an opportunity to look at them if you've not already. So how do we navigate that?
Would you like a legal opinion in closed session pursuant to revised statutes of Missouri 610.021, or would you like for me to give you that legal opinion here and now?
Madam President, in light of what you said, I think if my board colleagues would agree, if we've all had an opportunity to give due diligence to look at the policies in 706, 707, and 708, I would ask you to entertain a motion to approve them all as presented.
I second that motion.
All those, do we have to do roll call?
Okay, we got a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion?
Yeah, is there any discussion? Okay, all right, so we have to go to closed session to hear the opinion?
No, all we have to do is vote on the issue in front of us.
So as a matter of
I'm
parliamentary
sorry.
procedure.
Okay, thank you.
You could have gone into closed session, but now there is a motion
On the
pending
floor,
on
so
the
we have
floor.
to-
So
yes, okay.
Director Humphrey's motion is there. Director Pearson seconded it, so that motion needs to be dealt
Right.
with before anything
Right.
else happens.
Thank you.
So whether the motion passes or fails, then there would be an opportunity to do something else. But
Okay.
Director Humphrey's motion is on the floor.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
It must be dealt with.
Okay, so you're,
So we just need to vote.
yeah, so, yeah, okay. So do we need to do a roll call vote?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay.
And so the second was Pearson, correct?
Yes,
Yes, I believe so.
And now we're doing the individual vote in no order.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Secretary Taylor,
Yes.
Director Davis Day. No. Director Humphrey.
Yes.
Director Pearson.
Yes.
Vice President Edwards.
Abstain.
And President Milton Roberts.
I'm going to abstain as well.
We have
Is that-
3 yeses on the
I
floor,
want to hear legal.
1 no, and 2 abstains.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have to have.
The yeses has it. Yes, sir. Yes, I thought so.
Is there a board of 7 and you need 4 votes?
Yes.
So
Can we just?
So that question, Dr. Triplett, if the board asked that question, I would give them a legal opinion regarding that. I understand your question, but as far as parliamentary procedure goes, I would like to render that opinion in a closed meeting. But the motion is on the floor.
So,
And so,
I guess I'll ask the question then because I want to know. For transparency, I feel that it could be said in front of our community, but I could be wrong. There's 3 yeses, there's 2 abstains, and there's a no. But there's a board of 7. Wouldn't the yeses lead it? I don't mind for a legal advice or answer. but it's only me that don't mind. I'm not sure if my board colleagues feel the same way, and that's all that I have to say.
Can I ask a quick question, just because I don't know, so I apologize. The legal opinion that you would render, can we do that in short order and then come back and do
Yes.
this? Okay, okay. So what if we did that, so that we can come back and, because I'd like to vote
Will
on
this
this
take
this
longer
evening.
than 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Because it is 7:47.
No, okay, because we want to vote on it. That's, I mean, that, you know, I think.
Point of order.
Yeah.
At present, I don't believe we have an executive session scheduled, so we can't go into an executive session that has not been posted.
That's not true.
Is that true?
No.
Okay.
So pursuant to revised statutes of Missouri, section 610.021.1, legal opinion, the board may go into a closed session to get a legal opinion from their attorney.
Okay.
And I'm happy to render that legal opinion in closed session.
I stand corrected.
Okay.
Okay, so I motion that we go into closed session for no more than 5 minutes. And audience,
Thank
I
you.
please ask that you
Please,
stay.
just be patient, yeah.
So is there a second to that motion?
Second.
And that has to be done by roll call.
Okay.
I'm sorry, we had Pearson as the first,
Motioner, yes, ma'am.
and then Edwards as the second? And now we're taking a vote to close out and go into executive session for legal purposes for 5 minutes. Director Davis Day? Vice President Edwards?
Yes.
President Milton Roberts?
Yes.
Secretary Taylor? Yes. Director Pearson?
Yes.
And Director Humphrey?
Yes.
5 minutes.
We're going to run real quick. We'll be right back, seriously.
Pearson, please time.
Seriously.
That door is locked. Please.
Oh, we can't get out. We can't
Can we get into
Because we're doing good. Yes, Ms. Clemens is out there to go into executive session to let the members into the executive room. It has on here motion carried.
Jesus.
Oh, sorry, Teresa.
So what am I doing now? What am I doing? Okay. Okay, so do we have to make a motion to come back into open session? Is that what we have to do?
Mr. Humphrey?
Mr. Humphrey, do we need
Yes.
to make a motion to come back into open session?
Just say we're returning back to
Okay,
open session.
so we are returning, oh,
That ain't loud enough. There you go.
okay. So we are now returning to open session from our conference with legal. And so we were able to speak with our attorney, and we have been advised that our motion as presented and voted on failed because of the number of people that are here, et cetera. So he actually called and conferred. So our motion failed. With that, we also found out that some of the MOUs that are on here for approval, not all, some of the newer ones, that they have not been reviewed by legal. Is that a fair assumption?
Yes.
Okay. So what we are going to have to do is we're going to have to refer those MOUs that haven't been sent to legal so that legal can review them and ensure that they are proper. And then what we're going to have to do is we're going to have a revote. We're going to have to reconvene to revote for the MOUs, all of the MOUs that are on here. So there's 14, 15, 16 total.
Yeah.
Is that correct? So 16 of them.
And he said,
Go ahead, Teresa. I'm sorry. Yield the floor to Teresa.
I don't have nothing to say. I'm
Oh.
sorry. I was speaking out of turn.
No, I recognize you. Go ahead.
No, thank you.
Teresa, say what you need to say.
We can speed up the meeting.
Okay, all right, all right, okay, so okay, I'm sorry. And also, just so you know, Director Taylor is going to have to step away because she has another commitment, so you'll see her leave. It's not because we've made her crazy or anything. She's just got another commitment. So, okay, so with that, we are.
Point of order, just before we leave, the next
Yeah.
item is consent agenda. Could we
Right.
do that before she
Yeah,
leaves?
yes, let's do that. So for consent agenda, we have items 8.01, policy update, item 8.02, formation of board committees, 8.03, board meeting minutes for the 12th, the 19th, the 21st of August, and the 9th of September. And then we have the check listings, and each of us has received and should have reviewed those items. And so if we could get a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So move.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. All those in favor, can you signify by saying aye?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, so that's been approved. The next thing that we have are board announcements. Teresa, did you have any board announcements?
I do.
Because you always have great announcements.
I do.
Thank you.
Good evening. Thank you for staying with us through another meeting. You guys are so great. First announcement. First I want to say homecoming is October 4th. The parade starts at 9. Game starts at 1. Come out and support your Vikings. If you want to be a part of the parade, the application is on the website. The Normandy High School Alumni Association is having a house party that night for all of our alumni and community members if you all would like to join. And it is that night also October 4th at the Jewel Center. Next week, Tuesday, I believe, September 23rd, the Believe Project is opening a literacy lab, ribbon cutting in the middle school at Lucas Crossing. I believe this is the first middle school of its, the middle school lab of its franchise. So this is a big deal. We bring literacy not just to our little babies, but our middle babies. It starts at 9:30. There's a link on the website with Eventbrite. The tax levy board meeting is via Zoom next Thursday, September 25th at 6 p.m. Frizz Fest is this Saturday, September 20th in Tower Grove Park from 12 to 5, and it's, a great time. I'm normally a person with a lot of words, but since I've had a birthday and I've gotten older, I feel so special that I don't need to say everything that comes to my mind because that's what my granny said, so y'all need to thank her. But I do want to say our attorney did touch on something that our children, they are our future. But our state rep, Rachel Prouty, said that our children aren't our future, they're our now. So once we take care of them now, they can take care of us later. She said that while standing on the state floor. I had the opportunity to go to the high school for the Fox 2 sports segment at 6:30 in the morning. It was early. But those kids had a lot of energy. They had positive energy. And I love to see the positive media coverage of our school. We always hear the negative things. We never really hear the positive things. And that's one positive thing that we did hear. I was glad to see a band. The cheerleaders are excited. Let's continue to support our students, our babies, our community. That's all I really have. And thank y'all for staying because it is 8:02 and yeah.
No comments.
I have no comments, thank you.
No comments, thank you.
I don't have any real comments other than to say that it's a real pleasure, if you will, I'm sorry, I have the microphone off, I'm sorry. I said it's a real pleasure to serve the community in this manner. It's a lot of work, but it's a real pleasure to do it. And it's a real pleasure to do it with educators, especially the principals that we're able to present tonight, that really care and are really trying to make a difference. And so we really appreciate you guys for doing that because it's a lot of work. It's also a real pleasure to serve with board members that are very passionate and that really lean in and really want things to be the right way. So I appreciate that as well. Everybody has a special gift, if you will, that they're bringing, and I think everybody's bringing their gifts, and so I really appreciate that. So I don't have anything else. Okay, so can we get a motion to adjourn?
Superintendent.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is like a voice in the sky. Dr. Triplett, we did not mean to forget you. Would you go ahead and share? No comments? Okay, thank you. All right, so with that, if we can get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
It's been moved and properly seconded that we adjourn. We do not have an executive session to adjourn to. All those in favor of adjourning? Please signify.
Aye.
If anybody says no, we're in trouble. All right, so with that, we are going to adjourn for the evening. We thank you all for coming, and